This is Caitlin
and James
from Reviewed.com, and we're going to show you how to turn this
into this.
So we are on our way to Home Depot to pick up some supplies.
Yep, we'll need some wood, screws, and metal brackets to put it all together. Now, assuming we get our boards in 8-foot lengths, we're going to need 2 2x4s, 1 1x12, 2 2x2s, 2 2x6s, wood glue, an assortment of screws, sandpaper, corner braces, mending plates, and some corner brackets and bolts for decorative purposes. Alrighty. Wear my gloves. Yeah.
We're here in the store, and we're going to start with the lumber.
Now, since we want this to be a no-cut coffee table, we're going to rely on Home Depot to do a few simple cuts for us.
Which is exactly why we brought these 3 essential tools: a tape measure, a square,
and a pencil. This could be good. It's got a couple of metal pieces in it, but we can get rid of those. Cool.
Now it's time to mark our cuts as clearly and as accurately as possible.
Remember when you're measuring to account for kerf. That's the small bit of wood that's taken out by the blade. You can draw 2 lines for each cut to account for the width of the blade. Oh, there's got to be a kerf, right?
So we've marked each cut using a tape measure to measure the length, and then using a square to draw a nice line across the board. We also marked with an X for the board that's extra. All right, it's cutting time. Okay, so now we have all our cut boards.
4 22.5-inch end trim pieces, 4 16.5-inch legs, 4 37-inch side trim pieces, 2 37-inch bottom shelf pieces, and 5 4-foot tabletop pieces.
Okay, let's go buy some hardware.
All right. Stick with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's quite nice.
All right, we are ready to check out.
Yeah, we got our lumber, and now we've got our hardware.
Maybe So we're back and ready to get building.
First, we're going to build the tabletop and the bottom shelf. Step 1 is to use 8 flat braces, sometimes called mending plates, to screw together the 5 boards that make up the tabletop.
Okay.
Then, use 2 more flat braces to screw together the 2 37-inch bottom shelf pieces.
Use wood glue between the boards for a better connection. And if the boards are uneven, you can use sandpaper to make minor adjustments or to smooth out any rough edges. Now that we've built the surfaces, it's time to build the frame. Right, so
Okay, and then the legs are going to go like that.
And then the legs go.
Okay, great.
Attach the 4 corner brackets to the bottom side of the bottom shelf pieces. Make sure you use the screws that came with the brackets or screws with large enough heads to keep the brackets in place. Then mark drill holes for the end trim and side trim pieces where they'll connect to the corner brackets. Pre-drill to make sure the wood doesn't split and to make it easier to get the screws in. Once everything is pre-drilled, attach the 2 side trim and 2 end trim pieces to the corner brackets. We used the short 3/4-inch screws that came with the brackets for the side trim and longer 2.5-inch screws for the end trim.
Alright, so that's the bottom shelf done. Time to attach the legs. The 4 legs are attached to the bottom shelf using bolts. First, mark the spot where the legs will connect to the bottom shelf. We made our bottom shelf about 3.5 inches high. Then, drill holes both in the legs and the side trim where the legs will attach.
Using a socket wrench, screw the long bolt through the pre-drilled holes in the legs and then into the side trim. Okay, we've got the legs on, and now it's time to finish the frame.
To finish the frame, take the remaining side trim and end trim pieces and screw them together using the 4 remaining corner brackets. Again, it's a good idea to use wood glue and pre-drill each hole during this process. So now that the whole frame is done, we just need to add the tabletop. Take the frame and screw each corner bracket to the bottom of the tabletop. Add 2 more 2.5-inch screws through the end trim pieces and into the tabletop for extra support.
To secure the tabletop to the legs, add 4 more bolts, following the same process you used when you attached the bottom shelf to the legs. Good. So there you have it, our $100
No cut
DIY.
coffee table.
From here, you can paint it, stain it, varnish it, or just leave it bare.
You can follow our DIY adventures on Twitter at Reviewed Home #DIY Wednesday.
Or head straight to Reviewed.com for more DIY projects, tips, and as always, scientific reviews of the latest home appliances. This is Caitlin
And James,
from Reviewed.com, and we're going to show you how to turn this
into this.
So we are on our way to Home Depot to pick up some supplies.
Yep, we'll need some wood, screws, and metal brackets to put it all together. Now, assuming we get our boards in 8-foot lengths, we're going to need 2 2x4s, 1 1x12, 2 2x2s, 2 2x6s, wood glue, an assortment of screws, sandpaper, corner braces, mending plates, and some corner brackets and bolts for decorative purposes. Alrighty.